Hello and welcome to episode 36 of my knitting podcast. Since I've last recorded, about a month and a week or something, maybe 5 weeks. I have been away on a little summer holiday, actually a long summer holiday. I've been away for a full 2 weeks, and I have also been fairly busy with work before and after, so I'm really happy that I found the time today to record this episode. It will be a little bit of a quicker one, I think. I'm a little bit in a rush. I've got plans. It's Friday night and we are having dinner tonight at our home. Just something casual, but it would be just nice to spend some time together with my partner. We have been both busy with work, and so it is nice to spend the evening together. So it might be a little bit noisy around here. My neighbors are all at home Friday night, and you might hear some music, so hopefully it won't be too bad. I do have a new microphone on my camera, so I hope that the sound will be a little bit better. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we see how it goes. Yeah, so I've been away 2 weeks. Me and my partner, or my partner and I, that's the right way to say it. We went on holidays for 2 weeks to Greece. We had a really relaxed time. We spent a full 2 weeks just on the beach, relaxed. We didn't do anything. We just had good food, a bit of wine. We read a lot. I knitted a fair bit, and yeah, it was just perfect. Our goal was to go and get bored on holidays, so we're happy to come home, kind of. So we really wanted to relax. We didn't want to do anything, and that's what we kind of did. I mean, most of the time it was really nice. We had a few days where the weather was like not so good. It was a little bit raining. One day we took a car and just went a little bit into the mountains to just have a look around. That was really nice as well. But besides of that, we just stayed on the beach and did nothing. And it was exactly what we both needed. It was perfect. So that's what I was up to over the last weeks. Before I get into my normal knitting chat, I would like to highlight one thing, and that is the Making Memories books by EweKnit Toronto. So EweKnit Toronto, they have contacted me about a little bit more than a month ago, because Claudia, the designer that works for EweKnit Toronto, she has just recently published a new knitting book, and basically it's a pattern book, and it is 4 timeless knits for children. It has 25 patterns, and I will maybe insert some pictures here so you can have a look at some of the lovely designs. They go from sizes from newborn up to 10 years, most of them, and it's all different kind of designs. You have all different kind of techniques as well, some color work, some lace. It's definitely worth going and having a look at the book. It is a lovely book, and some of the patterns have been like redesigned. So if you follow EweKnit Toronto or you are subscribed to their newsletter, you will probably know the patterns quite well. And some of the patterns were adult patterns, and they have now been basically designed for children. So it's really lovely. You can make some sets if you make something for yourself and maybe for your children or your grandchildren, or yeah, people that you know around you. So I think it's a brilliant idea. And so they have contacted me and they were so kind to do a collaboration with me, which I'm really grateful about. And they also have sent me some yarn. I will show it to you in a second. But they have sent me some yarn so we can knit something together. And basically they're holding a CatedralKAL or CatedralKAL. So it's a pattern that is available for both adults and children. And the KAL is starting today on the 9th of June. So I hope I will be able to edit this video very soon, maybe over the weekend, so you won't have such a delay of seeing it. But the KAL runs from today, 9th of June, until July 23rd. So it's about 6 weeks, I believe. So plenty of time to knit a sweater, either a children one or an adult one. And I will be knitting both. I will be knitting one sweater for myself and then I will be knitting a children version as well. You can get 20% off of some kits on their website. So if you use the discount code CatedralKAL, you get 20% off of some selected kits. And what else? Oh yeah, one thing that I definitely want to mention is that during the KAL you have chances to win some prizes. There are 3 people who will be winning a 100 Canadian dollar gift card at the end of the KAL. And also if you put the Catedral pattern into your Ravelry notebook, so if you start a project, you have the chance to win a 500 Canadian dollar voucher, which is amazing. I mean, 500 Canadian dollars as a prize. Who does not want to win this? So if you want to follow the KAL, you can just follow the hashtag CatedralKAL on Instagram. You can also see it on Ravelry. And if you want to have a look at the book, the hashtag for that is Making Memories Books. Yeah, so that's kind of all about the lovely KAL that I'm joining. And now I will show you the yarn that I'm using. So I'm knitting the adult version and I chose to kind of swap it over. So they have used Knitting for Olive Merino and Silk Mohair for the children version, but I actually wanted to use that for the adult version because I personally think that maybe mohair is not so super kid friendly, depending on the age, and I was going to knit it in a fairly small size. So I thought, okay, I quite like mohair and the combination of mohair and wool, so I went for the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair and merino, and I chose the color Dusty Artichoke, and here it is. It is so lovely. So that's the combination, that's the mohair, that's the merino. And then for the children version I went for the heavy merino, which is a little bit more rustic. I hope that it will be a little bit softer once it's washed. I have heard mixed things about the heavy merino. Some people really like it, some people say it is a little bit rustic, so I'm looking forward to see how that knits up. But honestly, for like a little sweater for the winter, I think this will be very good. It feels nice. It's a little bit cheapy, just a tiny little bit, I would say. And again, I went for the color Dusty Artichoke. So they sent me plenty of wool and I have already started. I couldn't stop myself from starting, so I did a little swatch. Here it is. Found out which needle size I wanted to use, and I'm using the recommended needle size, which is 4.5 millimeters. So I did my swatch. If you do your swatches as well, I always do like yarn overs for the needle size, and then if I want to do half sizes, I do purl bumps. So the upper one is the 5 millimeters, which was too big and a little bit too loose of a gauge, so I went for 4.5, and the gauge is pretty spot on. And here is what I have knit already. So I finished both of the sleeves. They're all ready to go. And I have almost finished the lower section of the body. So the pattern, I'm not too sure about the children's size. I haven't looked at it there. But the adult size is knit bottom up. So I'm almost there. I think I probably need another 5, maybe 10 centimeters, and then I can start with the yoke section. I do think that I might have a little, like maybe a bit too little yarn, so I have to check. Worst case, I can always go here to my local yarn shop and buy a little bit more. Let's see how it goes. But so far I'm loving it. It's super easy. I mean, I've only done the lower part of the body, which is fairly straightforward. And the sleeves were easy to knit as well. So I'm looking forward to be knitting the yoke, because this will be a little bit more intricate and a little bit more yeah, engaging. But I do love simple knits, so yeah, that was perfect for my holiday. I was just sitting on the sun lounger, knitting, reading at the same time. Perfect. So this is my plan of joining this KAL. And I'm excited to see what you are going to be knitting. Are you joining me? Let me know. It would be nice to maybe knit together and just, yeah, see what kind of version you would, or what you're casting on. I know some of you are knitting as well, the CatedralKAL or the Catedral pattern. So yeah, I think it will be fun. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fun. I already had a really good time during my holidays and knitting on this. Got a little bit of a head start, sorry. I couldn't stop myself of not starting. But yeah, that's it for the CatedralKAL for the moment. I will also get the book, and I will show to you maybe over the next episodes, so you can have a look at it. I haven't received it just yet, just because I have been away, so hopefully next time I will have it with me. So let's continue with my normal content, and that is my finished objects. So the next finished object, or the first finished object, is very obvious. You can see it. It's my Abydos sweater by lovely Lily Kate France, and I think I've mentioned it last time. That was like kind of on my knitting plan, or maybe I had just started to knit on it. And this knit up super quick. I knit it mostly, I think, on my holiday, on the way out on my holiday. And yeah, I was knitting it on the beach. And then after a few days I had finished it, and I was able to wear it, which was really good because it was fairly cold in the evenings and I just needed something that keeps me warm and cozy. So that worked out perfectly, and I'm extremely happy about the fit. So here we are. I made the sleeves a little bit longer as described in the pattern, because I know that sometimes they tend to be a little bit short for me. And I made the body as well a tiny bit longer. But other than that, I followed the pattern. I've knit this pattern now, I think. So I knit the Abydos top 3 times, and this was now the first time that I knit the Abydos sweater, but it was meant to knit list for a long time. I had bought this yarn last year, so I'm really happy that I finally managed to use it. The yarn, so this one is the Double Sunday by Sandnes Garn, which is fairly affordable and easy to get here. And then the black mohair is the Lang Yarn Lace in black, which is like a really thin, it has a little bit more yardage than other silk mohairs. It's really soft and I do love it. I think it came out really nice. It looks super classy. I like to wear it with like a strapless bra, or maybe like just a nude bra, so it's not like interrupted. But I mean, you could also just wear it with like a black vest or something. That would be okay as well. But I do like this pattern, and I like to have it like yeah, displayed like, I don't know. I just like to wear it like that. Maybe I should put my hair up so you can actually have a proper look at it. Oh, I do. So I normally wear my hair up at work in like a bun or something, and then I've put it down again, which then never looks as good as it is when it comes straight out of the shower. All right, that's a little bit better. So yeah, I love the Abydos sweater, I love the pattern, and I love all of Lily's patterns. I mean, you should know by now that she's like probably my all-time favorite designer, and I can totally recommend all of her patterns. I know she had released today, I'm not too sure about the name of the top that she released today, but it was like a really nice looking top as well, like a sleeveless, really dressy, that you can like both wear in the summertime and in like maybe like autumn and spring with like a cardigan. So definitely worth having a look at it. I'll put a name here and hopefully insert a picture so you can have a look at it, at her latest design. But yeah, for the Abydos sweater here I knitted a size 2 and I used 4mm needles, and it was the perfect combination. I think I've done, sometimes like I'm between sizes with Lily, sometimes I'm more like a size 2, sometimes I'm a size 3. It depends a little bit on the design. So size 2 worked perfectly for this one. And yeah, this was my 4th version basically now of the Abydos sweater or Abydos tops. So I think for the moment I'm done with them. Not because I don't like them, but because there's so many other things that I want in it. So maybe I'll give it a little break, but I'm almost sure that this was not the last time I knitted one of those. The next finished object is one that I finished a little while ago, and that is the Bláklukka by Védis Jónsdottir. It was a little present for a friend of mine. I knitted size 2 to 3, I think. And I used some lead lopi that I had in my stash. I used the light red heather as a main color, and then some reds, whites and blues. You can find all the detailed color codes in my Ravelry project. I'll link it down below as well. But yeah, I used 4.5mm. Next time I could probably go up like 1 needle size to make it a little bit more drapey. But I'm sure it will wash a little bit softer and will become a little bit nicer the more it is being worn. Overall, the pattern was like super easy to follow. I mean, it's just a traditional knit low-papacer Icelandic sweater. It's knit a button up, and yeah, there's not much special about it to tell really, but I love the finished object, and I will knit another one probably with some leftovers. I have so many lead lopi leftovers and plötulopi leftovers, so little children's sweaters are perfect for that. And yeah, this was really fun to knit. I just had the urge to knit something quick, and so I just used that pattern. I'm not too sure if I've mentioned this project before. I'm kind of like, I tried to go through my old videos over the last few maybe months, because I haven't done that many videos, and I tried to see if I talked about it or not. So yeah, if I have talked about it previously, sorry, you had to listen to it again. You can always jump, you know, like you can go in chapters on YouTube, because I always put in the chapters from when to when I talk about a certain topic. Sometimes I do just whips and FLs, but sometimes I also just do certain whips. So yeah, just for anybody who likes to jump over to more interesting topics, I don't blame you. I totally get it. The next finished object is another one that I've knit over the winter time, and that is one that I wanted to knit for such a long time. After I watched Inge's video from Knitting Traditions, I was ready to cast that on, and so I knitted, so I think it was in maybe in December, I knit the Amy Slipover. unfortunately I knitted in black, so, or a dark grey, charcoal grey maybe, so you won't be able to see it that well, but here it is. I do absolutely love it. It's one of my most worn knits over the like winter spring season, because I love that you can like just wear it. I wore it a lot with like a white blouse or just like a long sleeve shirt, and it looks super classy. You can wear it just like to jeans, or I wore it a lot with like leather skirts to dress up a little bit, like when we were going out for dinner. It is out of a book from Sandnes Garn. Now, do I have it here? Yes, I do. Handy. I'm knitting in front of my knitting shelf. And here it is, Miktil Dame. It's a pattern book that you've probably seen a lot on like knitting podcast, and I totally fell for it because there are so many nice patterns in this book. And I've already knit 2 patterns out of this one. So the first one that I knit was the Guernsey Ganser that I showed you a few episodes ago, this one. And then the next one was the Amy Slipover that I've just showed you there. Where is it? There it is. Can't really see that well, but that's basically how I wear it a lot, like with a white shirt underneath. And next that I want to knit is like a sweater out of mohair. I know that Inga has also knit that one, so I'm totally copying her. It's this one. It's the Jules Ganser, and this is just knit out of mohair. And I do have some mohair at home, so I'm sure I might be able to knit that from stash. It's not like stash. I bought it in like a D-stash a few months ago, but yeah, it's stash now, right? It has lived with me for 2 months. That's long enough to call it stash. Let's keep it like that. So I knit my Amy Slipover out of the EweKnit yarns, the wool local, the fingering weight yarn, and then I paired it with the Von Broich brushed lace. This mohair is just amazing. I can totally recommend it. I know Camilla von Camille Knits talked about it in her one of her last videos, and she said it's one of her favorite mohairs, and I totally agree. It is absolutely lovely. I mean, I do have some different kind of mohairs that I really love. I love the long lace, and I do love the onion knit mohair, but this one is very nice as well, the Von Broich brushed lace. And I used 3.5mm needles. I believe my gauge was a little bit off, but it doesn't really matter with this one. I knit, so there's only one size, so that is definitely something that could be done better. So I think it's one size. But obviously you can change the fit a little bit with your gauge. I know this is not very size, well, it's not size inclusive at all, so unfortunately something with this pattern that is not so good, but with these slipovers basically you can alter it for quite a lot of sizes, I would say, because of the straps. So it doesn't need to be like, it's not closed on my body either. It's just like has like a little slit, so hopefully it will fit a few more sizes, but obviously yeah, it is not size inclusive at all. Yeah, I'm sorry to show you something like that. The sweat or the design includes like a tubular bind-off for like the whole straps, so you're supposed to do tubular bind-offs, and let's be honest, I wasn't feeling doing the tubular binds-off. I mean, it was long enough to knit these long straps, so you basically pick up stitches all along here, I think, and then you make the straps even longer, and then you just basically knit these straps up in like a 2x2 ribbing. And I didn't want to do a 2x2 long tubular bind off into with almost black yarn. I didn't have the time to do that. And I'm quite happy that I didn't do it, because you wouldn't be able to tell anyway. So I'm totally happy with not having done that. And next time if I knit it again, and I think I'll probably knit it again, I won't do that either. I will continue being a rebel there. But sometimes tubular bind-offs are not for me. When it's like a 2x2 rib, I don't even bother doing it. If it's 1x1 rib and it's maybe just like some yarn where it's easy to see or easily done, then that's fine, I'll do it. But yeah, I'm quite happy to skip that tubular bind off if I can. So that's my Amy Slipover by Sandnes Garn. The next finished object is not quite finished yet, because I still have to alter the straps, and it is, now let me see if I can show it to you on a hanger, because that would be nicer to look at. So the next one is the leaf top by Melanie Reinert. Here it is. Ooh, it looks very nice on a hanger. So the straps, disregard the straps, they are too short and I ran out of yarn, and I didn't take extra yarn with me on the holidays. So unfortunately I couldn't wear it for the holidays or during the holidays, so I had to just look at it on the beach. But it also came out a little bit small. It might fit me now because I've been exercising over the last few weeks, so maybe it does fit me now. I haven't tried it on yet, but here it is, and I love the look of it. I got these lovely buttons from my friend Marina from New Zealand. She sent them over to me, and I thought, oh wow, that fit perfectly. It looks so beachy and so nice. And yeah, I used the so this is the smaller size. Again, it's not a very size inclusive. It's not a size inclusive pattern, unfortunately. It comes in two sizes: small, medium, and large, I think. So small, medium as like one together, and then large. And I've knit the smaller size, and I used smaller needles. So unfortunately, this one came out a little bit snug. I was aware of the gauge being off, and I had hoped that it would like block out a fair bit. Unfortunately, it doesn't block out that well. It is cotton, so yeah, I should have probably gone up in needle size, but I didn't like the gauge in the bigger size, so I stick to the smaller size needle. And one other thing that I did is I knitted it all in one piece, and that is because one friend on Instagram recommended it to me. She said she knit the whole thing in pieces and then realized that she didn't like the look, and then she knit it again, so basically unraveled the whole thing and knit it all in one piece. So to skip that straight away, I just went for like the one piece directly, and it worked perfectly. It was super easy to follow. The lace is easily remembered, and I think you could very easily change that. Some people have had, like, I mean, this is a very popular pattern on Ravelry, so some people have had notes on the Ravelry pages. I don't think I have included the notes, but basically you just do 2 stitches less because you're like kind of you're leaving out the selvage stitches. So there's like a little alteration that you have to do, but other than that it is super easily modified. It is fairly cropped, so definitely something for the summer, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or not, or if I'm gonna give it to somebody. But the look of it is so beautiful, and I might knit it again maybe next summer. I'm not too sure about this summer. I do have yarn for it to knit in like a white, but now that Rebecca Claw, the Care Bear, has released her Todd City, I'm kind of thinking if I'm going to use that yarn for the Todd City. because I have some leftovers of the green, and I could do like a white and green striped Tulsa tee. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, but I definitely have to fix these halters or the straps before I can put it away or give it away. That's next on my to-do list. And these are all my finished objects. Let's go over to works in progress. And I do have two that I can show you. The first one, I'm kind of under a deadline. So I'm knitting a sweater for a horse riding tour that I'm planning to participate at. And I want to knit myself like an Icelandic or like a lopapeysa with some what are they called? Horseshoes. So the pattern is called Hófadynur by Védis Jónsdottir, and it has like, I'll insert a picture, but it has like hoof shoes all around the yoke. So I've started that and I have almost finished the body. It is knit bottom up, so now I just have to quickly knit the sleeves and then join everything together and finish the yoke. Shouldn't be taking too long. And I'm knitting that on Plötulopi. I'm using 2 strands of Plötulopi and a needle size of 6mm. So super quick knit, and I do have about another week to finish it. So let's see if it works. I don't have that much knitting time over the next week, so. But that's the plan for now. The next work in progress is one that I have been working on for a long time. So I finished the first sock. So this is the Under the Tree socks by Joji Locatelli. I finished that on last autumn. And can I show you the lace? I should have really put that on a blocker, shouldn't I? Let's see if I can grab blocker. So I finished this one last autumn during the, what's the KAL called that she holds over autumn, in autumn? Joji KAL? I can't remember, but I'm sure you know the KAL that Joji Locatelli always holds over or hosts over the autumn time. So this is the first one. And then I got a proper second sock dome and never finished the second one. So now finally I have cast on the second one. I mean, I had cast on like the toe, but now I have started to work on it, and all I have to do is I have to turn the heel now and then just knit it up. It should take maximum 2 days. So here we are, and I kind of want to finish that soon to just have it off my Ravelry works in progress pages. The yarn that I'm using is some Icelandic sock yarn without nylon, so it's pure wool. It's Icelandic wool spun in Italy. It's the Catedral sockaband by Helen Magnusson, and the color is Arctic Coral. It is very rustic. I'm interested to see how it's gonna wear. These are going to be a present, so I'm not gonna be wearing these. I know somebody who will love them, so they are being like given away once they're finished. But it's just nice to knit something out of like a DK weight yarn. So I didn't mention this. This is like a DK weight sock yarn, so it knits up super quickly. All right, these are all my works in progress. And for my knitting plans, well, you know that I'm kind of on a deadline with my Hófadynur, my Icelandic style riding sweater. And then I also want to obviously finish my first Catedral sweater, the adult version, and then add the baby one. So I do have quite a lot of projects going on there. Hopefully I will find some knitting time over the next month. I do have a lot of work over the next month, so it's going to be a little bit of a, yeah. It's going to be not a struggle, but I will have to find the time and just do it. At the time now, or at the moment now, I also started running again, so this is taking up a lot of time, of my free time. So, and on top of that I'm riding, I'm horse riding as well. So I'm doing horse tours here on the side as for fun. So it is busy, pretty busy, but I love it. I do feel a little bit more like settled in Iceland now after 1.5 years. I am learning the language a little bit more, and I do have plans of learning it even better over the next year. So this is all very exciting, but all of this is taking up a lot of time. So it's kind of like juggling with a lot of balls at the same time, which is nice, which is fun. I love it. I love being active and doing a lot of things at the same time. Alright, so I'm gonna leave you with this. Hopefully you'll join me during the CatedralKAL. It's going to be exciting to see what kind of yarn you're using, and seeing what kind of sizes you're going to be knitting, whether you do the adult one or the baby one. And then I will hopefully see you very soon again in my... Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep on knitting. Bye bye!